Welcome to the Big Messy Bun, you guys. Today is episode 20. 20 times I have sat in this chair and recorded. A couple of times I've had my son as a guest. And today, you guys, I get to sit down with Lauren Barker. You guys are like, who's Lauren Barker? And I'm like, she is the CEO of Uresta. Yes, that little device that I wear in my vagina to give me my life back. She is sitting here in the hot seat with me, and we are going to talk all things Uresta, vaginas, and all the good things. So, welcome to the show, Lauren.
Thank you, Katie. I'm excited to be here.
I am excited to have you.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit just before recording because that's what you do, you guys, when you have a podcast and you get to chat with your guest beforehand. And then I'm like, we should have been recording this. It was so good. But you know what? We will bring you all the good information that we need to bring you today. I'm going to open up and just share my experience with Uresta. And then I'm going to let Lauren take off and explain how this device, and I brought my little package with me.
I
So,
got mine too.
oh, yay, look at us twinning. So, if you are on the YouTube version of this, you're going to see Lauren and I sharing the new packaging. It's beautiful. I tried to color coordinate with it because,
Oh, that is so
I
cute.
know. I
I should have color coordinated.
That's okay, girl. You're like, I think about 9 months pregnant or
I'm
something.
like
So,
38 weeks pregnant, so my options are limited, but I used to have like some matching clothes.
that's
Yeah.
all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. So this little device, so I'm going to share with you. I'm just going to jump right in and show the folks what I'm
Beautiful.
holding. Now, if you're on the audio, I really urge you to watch the YouTube version this week because we are going to be showing a device, and it looks a little bit like, well, maybe like an upside down, like maybe like a little mushroom. I don't know what kind of descriptions. I have my own little name for it, but I'm gonna keep that to myself. But it has saved so much energy in my life and the mental capacity that this little device gives. So it's a little cone-shaped insert that goes up in your vagina. And this along with, I'm going to share that along with, I have worked really hard on my pelvic organ health and my dietary, all of it. Like it's not magic, but I will tell you there is something very special about this device that has, let's just say this, Lauren, I don't know if I told you this. I was set to have surgery on my prolapse, and
Yeah.
this product, I have to preface, it's not designed as a prolapse pessary. It is designed to help with incontinence. So I'm going to just be very clear
Yeah.
that. But for
Maybe I can just add to that quickly, Katie,
let's
because I
do
know you and I have gone back and forth because you're like, I use this for my prolapse and it really helps me. So it was originally designed for stress incontinence. Um, we've only done our clinical studies addressing the use of Uresta with stress incontinence. We have had so many women reach out and say, I'm using this for pelvic organ prolapse. We know that pelvic floor physios, urogyns, gynecologists are recommending it for prolapse management. We just haven't done the clinical studies to actually support those claims. We just anecdotally have a lot of feedback from women. And it makes sense. Like once, if you understand prolapse and you understand how Uresta works, it makes sense why it might be working. So I'm really hoping that we're actually working on it right now. It's a little bit early stage, but to do a clinical study focusing on that, and then we can market it for both. But
fantastic.
yeah,
Fantastic. So
yes,
I'm going to share with the audience a little bit about my history. So I I fell, I guess, my pelvic organ prolapse really started to get worse. I always have probably had some prolapse, but during my perimenopause, when my estrogen levels dropped and tanked, I I had a it just felt like all of a sudden everything was falling out. And
right.
I started to research, and I was seen several gynecologists and urologists. I was living in BC at the time, and I was trying to get onto a surgery um, list or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Manitoba, so I had to start the process all over again. So in January of 2024, I met with my urogynecologist, and she told me at that time you have an 18-month wait. So this is going to take you back to when I started Uresta. January 2024, I was
Yeah.
devastated. 18 months, I can't live. The mental load of pelvic organ prolapse is a full-time job.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
constantly felt my organs in my underwear, and it was
Yeah.
just awful. Anyway, my good friend recommended, she's like, have you ever thought of Uresta? This was in March of 2024. I got the device. I've been wearing it faithfully since March of 2024. It is now
Wow.
just over a year. I just
Yeah.
started um, I just received the package. So I'm gonna, once this episode, I was waiting to have this one film before I swap out to the new level. Like you should switch your Uresta out once a year, and I'll let Lauren talk a little bit more about why that
Yeah.
is. So I'm gonna switch out, but I just wanted our episode to be recorded first so that I
For
didn't
sure.
show a used Uresta on the screen. So I started using it, and I reached out to Uresta immediately. I think it was like within the first couple weeks. I was in tears. I have never felt so good. Never felt so
Yeah.
good. Um, so in January of this year, 2025, I received a call. We bumped you up 6 months. We're ready to take you in for surgery. I'm like, hold on a minute.
Wow.
Surgery I'm going to have is extensive, and I would need to take about 8 weeks off of recovery. And so I talked to my urogyn on the phone, not in person, but on the phone. We had a 15-minute call. I said to her, I am managing so well, focus
Yes.
on the video because of this. I
Yeah.
pro I've prolonged or whatever, like I've put off the surgery for now.
Yeah.
And she reassured me that this product, she knew it, she recommended it. She wasn't the one that recommended it to me, but I said
Right.
to her, because here's the thing, Lauren, I don't know if you knew this, that when I went in January of last year, there was an 8-month wait to go get fitted for a pessary.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
without
crazy. It really
thinking.
is crazy.
So let's talk about the kit. So
Yeah.
I'm going to let you take off for a moment here.
Yeah.
Talk about what is Uresta and how does it work?
Yeah. I was just gonna say first, like sharing that story, like we were invented by a Canadian urogynecologist in Halifax. His name's Dr. Farrell. He's still our chief medical officer, but that's exactly why he invented it. And when he invented it, like our wait lists have only gotten worse in Canada, right? And not only the wait list, but it's also like going to get a pessary fitted is not always the most comfortable experience. You might try a size and then need to go back. So he wanted something that was like a self-managed, self-fitted solution. And what I mean by that is I'm missing a Uresta, but there's three in here usually.
Yeah.
Like you can try the different sizes and you can adapt based on your needs, right? So instead of having to go to the doctor every single time, it's right here in this kit. So yeah, I mean, I'll talk a little bit about what Uresta is. Obviously you've talked about why you use it and it's pelvic organ prolapse, but just, to explain the product here, this is the smallest size in the starter kit. This is the starter kit. Uh, it is designed and all our clinical studies have been around the use of Uresta for stress incontinence, which is experiencing bladder leakage with jumping, sneezing, coughing, sudden movements, basically activity. So if you are experiencing that type of leaks, the ligaments and the muscles that are supporting your bladder, maybe they've become weak because they're a muscle. Muscles get weaker as we get older. maybe they become damaged. Childbirth is a big cause. It's not the only cause of incontinence. There's lots of women who've never carried children that have bladder leakage issues. And it's also hormonal. So you talked about perimenopause, that drop in estrogen, it creates changes in our pelvic floor tissues and it makes us more susceptible to incontinence. It's also just a little tidbit. Women who are not in perimenopause, still menstruating, personally, I've experienced this right before their period, their estrogen drops.
Mhm.
And it's like, I'll be like working out and I'll be like, oh, my period's coming next week.
Yeah.
Because I can kind of like I can feel the weakness, right?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. Very interesting. But anyways, lots of kind of different reasons why you might have this. But the way that Uresta works is it inserts vaginally, like completely into the vagina. So this handle is in there. This wide part is sitting right under your urethra and it's basically supporting it. So if you start jumping or you sneeze, you don't realize it, but you're actually putting pressure from your abdominal area onto your bladder. And if the muscles that are keeping your bladder supported are weak, they will let urine leak out. And so this sort of just supports it and props it up during those moments of pressure, but it doesn't prevent you from going to the washroom normally. So you could put this in all day and you wouldn't have to take it out to go to the washroom, or you can just use it when you need it, like exercise. And so that's kind of how the product works. And then the reason we come in these different sizes is, finding your perfect fit. So if you try, the middle size and your leaks have stopped, but you can't pee, you probably have too much support. So you want to move down a size. Same thing if you're still experiencing leaks, you want to go up a size. So this was really designed so that you could figure out kind of exactly what size you need. I mean, we have some women who use a bigger size for exercise just because it's higher impact than they might use every day. It happens that your size might change, and that is totally normal. Could be hormonal reasons. You might, there's lots of women who use this product, get really back into working out because maybe they haven't been working out as much. They're getting stronger. They're seeing the benefits. Maybe their pelvic floor is getting stronger. Maybe they've lost some weight, which can help. So there's lots of different reasons why it makes sense to have the multiple sizes. Yeah. Anyways, big blurb there.
I want to mention too, Lauren, that when you order the sample package too, so let's say you used the three, the one, the smallest size,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I still can't pee. You can
Yeah.
contact Uresta and they ship you free of charge the size smaller. Or if the five is still not working for you, you can get the six.
Yes.
It is
That's a
part
really
of
good. Yeah.
still.
This is three sizes. We actually have five.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we just sell you all of them? Good question.
It's not though.
90%
I
of
think
women
it's perfect.
will fit what's in this kit.
Yeah.
If you are not fitting what's in this kit, you're either like this is backwards on Zoom. You're either the largest size or the smallest size. If you've purchased this, we will just send it to you for free to try.
Yeah.
As long as it's requested within 30 days of
Yeah.
receiving the kit. But yes, that is
Well,
a good point.
so I want to just share also, it took me until I was like 50 something to figure out the difference between urge incontinence and
Yeah.
stress incontinence. And so this one, like Lauren says, it helps with stress incontinence. I actually have both. I've been gifted
Yeah.
with the
Very common.
whole shebang.
The
I have
whole slate
prolapse and
pelvic health issues.
yeah, so for me, when I wasn't using Uresta, if I was
Mhm.
doing something like jumping jacks, I would have like a sensation down there that was super uncomfortable, burning, some leaking. But I also have what's called urge incontinence. So for just to be clear, but like I said, I want this company to stay around forever and ever and ever because it's worked so well. Like
Yeah.
it has truly given me my life back. I will share I've shared this on my social media. I will share it here that the way this has worked for me, I used to have to come home at the end of a day, sometimes by noon o'clock, and I was like having to rest my pelvic floor. I would sometimes, and this is the truth, I would be coming home from work and nothing felt better than just, whoo, just holding it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think of it like, and this is funny, I actually have a bra on today, but I am,
I
I
know where you're going with this,
it
but
like,
yeah.
you know where this is going. This is like a bra for your pelvic floor and your urethra. Like it's a
Yeah.
support. And I
Yeah.
would love to urge women to, number one, get used to your body, get familiar with it,
Yeah.
and don't feel like it's an old lady device. It is
Yeah.
not. It is for all ages. And there are people that wear glasses, contact lenses,
Totally.
hearing aids. Maybe they use a walker. Maybe they, whatever we use. We,
Yeah.
this is like an aid to help you live your life fully, like fully. One thing I want to share that was my experience with this is when I ordered it, Lauren, when I ordered it, I was like determined this was gonna work for me. Like
Yeah.
I went into it with the attitude like this is gonna work, this is gonna help. And so part of it is like when you're looking for a solution and you go at it that this could be the solution, it's a
Yeah.
really good feeling to go into it like proactively and
Right.
like positively that this is going to work for me. It's kind of like when I start anything, I'm hopeful that this path or this journey that I'm going on is going to be a good experience for me. And it
Yeah.
has been. The friend of mine that recommended it,
Yeah.
oddly enough, she didn't use anything ever. She didn't have my situation. Then I told her how amazing it was. Guess what? She ordered herself a kit and she now uses hers for exercise only. Or
Yeah.
if she's going out, like if she's going out socially and she
Yeah.
worried, like, let's just face it, sometimes you go out socially, you laugh so hard. Oh my
Yeah.
Lord,
Totally.
I just pissed myself. Like, not a good feeling to laugh so hard. And you want to laugh, like, you want to
Totally.
be able to live your life, right? And so now she wears it when she plays tennis, when she goes skiing. She attends my Zoom classes and she's like, she just pops it in. It's like plug and
Yeah.
play. Like she can just pop it in when she needs it, removes it when she doesn't. I, on
Yeah.
the other hand, I wake up in the morning. So here's my routine. I wake up, I have my morning coffee. I then
Yeah.
usually have my morning bowel movement. And once I'm fresh and ready for the day, I insert mine and it stays in. It stays in all day long. Now, because I have something called a rectocele, in order to have a bowel movement, and some women, even without a rectocele, will find this sort of is like a little bit too much going on in the vagina to have, even though you're not pooping out your vagina, but when you have a bowel movement, sometimes it has to be removed. And
Okay.
so I recommend, and this is I've been doing this myself, is if I know I'm going to have a bowel movement, and most times my body, I know I'm having a bowel movement. I don't just like all of a sudden sit on, oh, whoa, 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 there's something more going on. I usually know. So I go wash my hands, I remove it, I do my business. I wash it, wash my hands, wash it, because I usually wash it when it comes out, and then I put it back in. And
Yeah.
for people wondering, how do you care for it? I wash it with soap and water, and I just let it sit on my counter. I usually just leave it on a tissue overnight, and then I put it back in the morning. I do lube the tip of it with a little bit of vaginal estrogen on insertion, and another question I want to share with you, or not question, a concern, because I've had a lot of people reaching out asking me about this, and they're like, "Do you get UTIs from it?" Like, I'm like, "No, like this does not cause UTIs, okay? If someone's getting a lot of chronic UTIs and they're in perimenopause, menopause, it could be your estrogen. I'm not saying that as a blanket
There's
statement,
lots of different
lots of
reasons.
different reasons.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is if you're using this, make sure you wash your hands with soap and water and
100%.
wash the device when you're putting it in, taking it in
Yeah.
and out. Yeah.
Like be smart. Like
Yeah.
let's
And you know what also causes UTIs? Pads,
ooh,
right? So like women who are using pads for bladder leakage is
that
also a big
that
contributor.
this is giving people freedom is what it's like freedom
Yeah.
in a package and it's discreet and nobody knows you're wearing it. Like I mean, good Lord, like unless you
Yeah.
like nobody knows. Like and
Yeah, it's your little secret.
it's like it is. It's like and it feels so good. Like it doesn't hurt like
Yeah.
for myself once it's in. And another question that people say like does it get lost? Like does it ever like ladies, just so you know, there's an end in there. There is
There
an
is an end.
doesn't
It's
float up
smaller than you
the arm.
think.
It doesn't go up into
Yeah.
your chest
Yeah.
cavity. Like there's a
Yeah.
stop. There is a stop.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. And now my life has changed. I don't know if I told you this, but I
Oh.
announced it the other day on the
Oh,
podcast.
I think I saw this.
Uh-huh. So I was not sexually active for about 5 years, and I am. And
Katie
so
has a
it's easy.
boyfriend.
Katie has a boyfriend and she is doing things. And it's just easy removal
Yeah.
before. And then again, wash, like take
Yeah.
care of yourself, guys. And so that's something I would have done, like washed myself, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's easy to remove and you should
Yeah.
remove it if you
And
are
you feel
having.
cleaner too. I've talked to so many women who are divorced, getting back out there, and they're like, "Do you know how humiliating it is?" And we have like women who are like in their 30s,
Yeah.
right? And they're going on dates, and then they're like, "I have a pad. I
Yeah.
don't want to put it in his waist bin."
Yes.
Like just like think of like the logistics involved,
Yes.
right?
100.
And I was like, wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And then so one, you don't have to deal with that, but two, you're
Yeah.
clean, like you feel cleaner.
Feel clean. You don't feel
Yeah,
stinky. And it's very discreet. So
very discreet.
it
Yeah.
is like honestly, like you just remove it.
Yeah.
And it's not if you're well, I'm gonna just say this. If you're with the right person, like my boyfriend knows about everything. Like
Everything.
I'm like super I mean, good Lord. I share about it on the internet. So I'm like,
Yes.
listen,
Well, you might as well. You
you
might as
gotta know
well.
everything because
Yeah.
I tell Instagram everything, and so
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah.
This is my deal. This is who I am, and it's not a big deal. It is not like yeah. So we just talk about it. I'm like, okay, things are happening. Time to get it out of there, and then you have your
Yeah.
fun, and then depending, you can just put it back in and carry on with the day and go make supper. But anyway, getting a little pink talking about my love life here on the but it is it's really changed. So for me personally, I went from feeling I felt I felt dirtier, let's just say that. And not even dirtier, but just I was so I'm gonna say it, I felt gross because when you have pelvic organ prolapse
Yeah.
or leakage, you feel it's constantly on your mind. Like, oh gosh, I mean, today, yes, I'm wearing black pants, but listen, I wear
Yeah.
white pants, I wear red pants, I wear pink pants. I can wear whatever color pants I
Yeah.
want. Sometimes if I'm working out lots, I get sweaty down there, but I
Yeah.
am not peeing myself. I do
Right.
not have my organs busting out of my pants anymore. Whereas before, it would be like, oh, just wear black. Just
Yeah.
black. That's it.
Yeah.
Black pants. So it's giving women the freedom to wear color again and feel comfortable with that.
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
And I know that like so I have a few women. I teach an online Zoom class and I've been teaching fitness classes for like 35 years. And about 4 years ago, I started teaching online. And guess what I do? I talk about it because before, when I was teaching 2, 3 years ago, I was like, ladies, I'm having a heavy pelvic floor day. I can't do all of the jumps tonight, all of these things. And then I find this solution and I'm like, hold on, ladies. Do any of you leak when you do jumping jacks? Do any of you leak when you do a burpee? Are anyone holding back from lifting heavier weights because you're worried you're going to pee?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
I have more women in that community that are using it. And we
Yeah.
talk about it just like we talk about
Yeah.
anything else. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
communication's there now.
Yeah.
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 Um,
Yeah.
I want to just share another exciting thing. So today is episode 20 of The Big Messy Bun. And when Lauren and I were planning this, we didn't really plan that it was going to be episode 20.
We did
It's
not know.
also like Mother's Day is right around the corner. And the folks here at Uresta have been so kind. They are going to sponsor our show, my first official sponsor, which is so exciting. So thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
they want to do a giveaway, you guys. They want to do a giveaway because this product has changed so many lives that they want to share this gift with somebody else.
Mhm.
So we are going to put together a giveaway. So keep an eye on my social medias, which is Healthy Evolution by Katey, and the Uresta page. In Facebook world or in Instagram world is kind of the best places to connect with us. I really do hope you watch this episode on YouTube as well because you'll see the device. Lauren, I want to share with you. I brought it to um, the show before. It's kind of a graphic looking little mo I don't know if you watched my episode on menopause, but like,
I don't know, I didn't.
okay, well, there is this little. I was in the dollar store one day.
Oh, is it the turkey?
Yeah, it's like the
I
monster.
love the turkey.
Can I bring it out to
You
show you it?
Yeah, of course. You know, one of our first conversations and like just a little bit about I don't even know how we got in touch. Oh, I think you messaged us and you had like an amazing testimonial
Oh,
and
yes.
we were gathering video testimonials and Katie's obviously so great with like video and audio and all of that. So we'd filmed a testimonial and then we have this Facebook group with like almost 6,000 women, and Katie's in there answering questions. She like basically works for Uresta, but she's just like so passionate about it. But yeah, you had a really good explanation one time. You're really good at explaining things. You've done some videos for us where on the not the
Version.
Instagram, the Facebook group where women have questions. But I love this little toy you
Okay,
have.
so I'm going to bring it out.
Because it is so accurate.
It's so accurate, right?
Yeah.
So I was roaming around the dollar store. Can't remember why, but you got to be in a good dollar store. And I saw this little, it's like a monster chicken head. I don't know, but it's like, it really, truly,
It is true.
it's even like if it was a little pinker, it would look a little bit more like, a vagina. But so this is basically like if you look at, okay, this is like
Yeah.
kind of like normal-ish. Okay. So for me, I'm going to share pelvic organ prolapse and how the Uresta works. But for me, when my pelvic organs are not supported by Uresta, I bulge out like that. Like it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's so, it just feels horrible. Like it just
Yeah.
feels so gross. So when I got the Uresta and I insert in. So if you think about it, like it's just okay, if you could pretend this is let me think, I gotta go underneath. Okay, pubic bone here. Okay, so that's like
This
the
is so
front.
helpful. I need one of these
Oh, you
toys.
need this tool. We gotta go to the dollar store together. But this is like the pubic bone, okay? So I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna show you exactly insertion 101. So if I don't have the monster, you're gonna take your Resta, okay, you're just gonna hold it, there's like little grippies on there, and you're just gonna go up, and I recommend a slight bend in the knee, and I'll tell you why I recommend a slight bend in the knee. When I'm teaching exercise, if you stiffen this joint here, it's going to reduce the mobility in your next joint. So soften the knees. That's going to allow more um,
Yeah.
movement in your pelvic area. So then I take this little device, I tuck it up inside, up just past the pubic bone. So then this little notch, the rim of the device, this is the pubic bone. So now this is the front of Katey, this is the back, okay? This goes up, whoops, up inside, and it just kind of sits like that on the pubic
Yeah.
bone, okay? It
Yeah.
just sits there, it hangs out. Just so you know, your pubic bone is far enough up that this is not hanging out the vagina. So there's a little more, okay?
Yeah.
I gotta get you in further. But it sits on the pubic bone.
Yeah.
The pubic
Yeah.
bone.
And
And
it'll help it keep it in
yeah,
place.
and you want to get it that direction rather than this direction. Got it? So
Yeah.
it goes this way
So helpful, Katie.
and this way. It will stay in there better.
Yeah.
Mine,
Yeah.
in given how much I got going on down there, this does not move. And if it does, okay, so we've recently added some sprint interval training into our classes. So we do like running on the spot, high knees. So sometimes after 5 minutes of that training, 8, 10 minutes of it, sometimes it'll slip a little bit. And
Yeah.
that's just with me because I got so much going on in there. I
Yeah.
literally just be like, hey, ladies, I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom, wash my hands, tuck, boom, back. It's
Yeah. And
not,
you do have more advanced prolapse
oh, I have a very
because
advanced
there is
prolapse.
different levels,
Yes.
grades they're called.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, typically, like we would say, like if you had reached out to us and said, "This is my situation," we'd be like, "Ooh, I don't know if it'll work for you."
I'm glad
Obviously,
I didn't reach out to you because you might have, if they knew, guys, listen up. If the Uresta people knew that I'm running around with a 2 to 3 grade prolapse,
yes, and
they would
that is,
have said,
and you're comfortable, I think, sharing this, but it will actually be sort of protruding, right? And so if it's that just makes it more difficult for the product to stay in place.
so my recommendations on that is get it in early in the day. If
Yeah,
you're experiencing that, it
yeah,
will work better for someone with if they just kind of wear it as a daily. I got earrings in, I got a
yeah, yeah,
device in my
yeah.
vagina. And I've been through security several times and I've
Yes.
never had issues going through the airport. A couple times at the beginning of travel with it, I removed it and they give you a little sack. Oh my God, it's the cutest little sachet. Um, I haven't even, I love the new purple design, just saying.
Thank
The
you.
original design, you guys, was blue. I love the
The
purple.
periwinkle and the
Oh, it's such a
flowers and
pretty color. It's so fem. I want to just like put other things in this little bag. Um, Anyways, I was carrying it. I would put it in my purse, go through security,
yeah,
go wash, reinsert, because I want it for a travel day, because you don't want to be
yeah,
running around airports without the support. And
yeah,
a couple times I forgot it, and then I got through the machine. I'm like, wow. And Uresta does have a medical stamped letter that you can take, just as if you had a knee replacement or a hip replacement.
yeah.
You don't have to get your hip removed to go through security. You don't have to remove your device. So
This is true. We do have a letter, and
I've never had to use it.
it's never really been an issue, but we do have it for security at security.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That was that little
Same thing, like women wear menstrual cups. It's the
good
same
Lord.
material.
Yes, if you can use a Diva cup, which I've never
Well,
used.
I'm just saying, like, how many women have used a menstrual cup and gone
Yeah.
through a scanner
Well,
at the
and like even on that note, how many
Made
people?
of the very similar material.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's no
I
metal
will
in it or anything.
exactly, and I want to share with you guys, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna grab it. I thought I should have brought it with me to the
Go
show.
for it.
And this is not a put down. It's not a put down, guys. I used something called a poison pressa. Okay. I have a bag full because when I was at my most horrible, okay,
Yeah.
I used a disposable, similar-ish device. It is not similar, and I'm going to share with you guys comfort. Holy crap, uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but it did okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little device that I discovered. Oh, therapy, my pelvic pelvic
Yeah.
support
Pelvic floor.
therapist
Yeah.
back in Campbell River when I was living in BC recommended it. They actually gave out samples. They didn't know about this. Okay.
Yeah.
This was 4 years ago. This is current, okay?
Yeah.
So 4 years ago, I walked out of a clinic and they gave me this thing. Those on audio, I'm holding up a device. Go watch YouTube, please. Just go watch YouTube. And it looks like a giant tampon. You would pop it up, same thing, insert it just like a tampon. That would go up and it would go into the vagina and voila. Okay? This is now gonna be inside. You can't, it looks like a little parachute. Okay? The bottom, oh my gosh. Have you ever held one of these, Lauren?
Oh yes, I have some.
Oh my God,
I've
uncomfortable.
looked at them and I've talked to so many women about it too.
Oh, so
So
using
yeah.
this and it would go inside. Well, you can't really, these are like hard poke.
Yeah, if you take the thing off, you'll actually see that
Oh,
there's a structure inside.
there's a structure inside. So, and now,
Yeah.
so listen up. I was using this in a perimenopausal vagina without hormones, dry AF,
Yeah. Because keep in mind, like when you use a tampon, right, it's like absorbing liquid.
absorbing. You got no
There's like some
liquid.
discharge, so it becomes very easy to take in and like take if you've ever taken out a dry tampon,
Yes,
like at the end of your cycle, and they're smaller.
they're
And
smaller.
you're like, ooh, you take it out, it's not very comfortable. It's worse because
It's
it's
worse.
bigger
Yeah.
and you're probably dealing with some vaginal dryness. A lot of women have bleeding, like if bleeding.
Oh, I this would be
You also
covered
have to
in.
be careful because of it's an absorbent material. So tampons, as we all know, carry toxic shock risk, and that's because it's absorbing bacteria. So you have to take it out within 12 hours. Uresta is non-absorbent, so it doesn't carry that same risk. Same though with that product, which is the Poise Impressa. So I've heard that it's one-time use
Yeah.
too.
Oh, and so I was using, that's why I
Yeah.
have so many. I was having to use two or three a day.
Yeah.
Here's what would happen. Because my prolapse, and if it shifted, trying to readjust this inside of me, oh my Lord, it was so painful.
Oh, yeah.
Awful. Anyways, it was just something I want to share.
Yeah.
It's not a cut down. It is a decent product. It got me through
It's a
2021.
decent product. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, 2024, my life changed with this device. And again, I'm just gonna say, like, I have, I just have, I have no better words to, I reached out to Uresta, like seriously, within 2 weeks of using this, going, thank you, Jesus. Like, thank you for
Yeah.
this, because this has seriously given me my life back. And I can't thank you guys enough. The designer, the creator, yourself, and Lauren, the team at Uresta, you guys have been phenomenal. You
Oh,
answered
well, we're
the question.
so happy that we connected. Like for me, meeting people like Katey is like the best part of my job. Like, and entrepreneurship is like, it really has its moments of being really difficult. And I feel like I always get a message from a customer when I like need it the most. And it's something like how it changed their life. I mean, like Katie's one story, I have like 100 more that I've received via email and beyond. People that leave reviews and whatnot. And so that to me is like the biggest motivation. But what's like so amazing about you, Katey, is Katey was just like all in because this is obviously like a taboo subject. It's embarrassing. I have a lot of women who share these amazing stories over email, but they don't feel comfortable doing a testimonial, which I totally understand. But then we have you, and we met, and you were starting to build your social platform, and you were like, nothing is off the table. And I was like, oh my God, thank God, because we didn't even talk about this, but stress incontinence is incredibly common. So it's like 1 in 3 women after the age of 30, but 1 in 2 by time of menopause. I don't know the stats for prolapse, but it's very high. Like it is
I don't
like
know that.
majority of women have some like a lot of them may not even know
Mhm.
that they have it. And so anyways, these are issues that are so common, but they're so taboo. They're embarrassing to women, right? And no pun intended, but I've had so many women say like, you know what? I brought it up with a group of girlfriends and it was like the floodgates opened, right? That's why I say no pun intended.
It's so true
And
though.
it's because it's like like there's people that are like, my best friend in 20 years, we've never talked about it and we've been struggling this whole time together, right? So, anyways, it was like amazing when we connected, and you're just so comfortable putting it out there. You're so good at educating, like that. We're gonna talk because that whole video you just did with the monster.
Yeah.
I'd love to do something for the Facebook group, but and then Katie's like in the Facebook group. She's answering questions. She's on Instagram tagging us and stuff. So, yeah, it's been such a great it's just been such a great connection to make with you.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And I am not afraid. I don't shy away from difficult conversations. As far as that all goes, it's kind of funny in my personal life. I used to really shy away from like a difficult conversation when it was something like personal. But even that,
Sure.
I've gotten the bravery to be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We need to have a discussion. But as far as like, I do company talks, I speak to companies on health and wellness, and I
Yeah.
will talk about poop in front of an audience of
Eh,
people. And I don't, it doesn't, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. And so
Yeah.
when this came up, and every single time I talk about anything like this. The other night I was teaching class. I had about 18 people at class. And after class, when I teach, I always say, hey, we're going to be open for connection and community after. Got questions? Hang out. Want to learn more about your vagina? Hang out with me. Like, let's talk. Women want to learn.
Yeah.
Women
They
are
do. They
curious.
do want to learn because there's not like, I mean, I'm going through pregnancy right now,
Yeah,
and I'm probably more educated than the average woman going through just because of my experience with Uresta. But yeah, no, we have questions and we want to learn. And I think like social media has really changed that, like the conversation. Like I think today women are talking about these things,
absolutely.
whether it's like postpartum issues, bladder issues, pelvic organ health, menopause, perimenopause, right? Like I feel like COVID, in some respect, there was like a silver lining in the sense there was like a lot of women's health experts that weren't working,
Yes.
a lot of pelvic floor physios that weren't seeing clients because they couldn't.
Yeah,
And they were just starting to put free information online.
yeah,
And then it like we really started to see people talk about it and it become like more of a conversation. And I think women are like more empowered to now find solutions for, common ailments that really we shouldn't be sucking it up,
yeah.
right?
And I think part of that too, so I work in retirement homes. I've been working with the older generation now for since about 2007. And I hear all the time, oh well, it's just part of getting older. Oh, it's just part of getting older. Oh, it's just part of getting older. And I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. And so I'm starting to change.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm only 53. Like I'll be 54 next month. I say only because that is young and like
Yeah.
I've got lots of living to do. And I don't
Yeah.
want to start using that, oh well, I'm this age, that's when the leaks start.
Right.
Accept it, just accept it. Listen,
Yeah.
there's so much you can do. Get, I say this on almost every episode, Lauren, and I'm going to say it here. Get in the driver's seat of
Yes.
your life, of your body,
Yes.
of your everything, and your
Yes.
health. Like, good Lord, if you don't get in front of it, you will be the one with, and
Yeah.
let me tell you, the amount of pads that go through our building and the amount of UTIs running around that building.
Yeah.
You don't want to live your life in a pad.
Yes.
And I know it's not just an elderly thing. It is happening in women in their 20s,
Yeah.
sorry, not
Totally.
usually
And
20s,
like,
but 30s, 40s, 50s, where they're going to go out for their run. Could you imagine you're going to go out for your run and you strap a freaking pad in your running pants?
it's almost
Oh, chase.
it's almost impossible. You just have to pee.
Oh,
Like there's literally no, it's just the chafing, the discomfort. Yeah. And to your comment about like, oh, you're getting older, like it's a part of getting older. Well, it's like for the women in their 30s and 40s, it's like, well, you're a mom.
yes.
That happens. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, I don't want, like, I shouldn't have to put up with this.
No. And I think that women, again, we just there's just not as much openness and talking about it. And so doing this
Totally.
episode with you today, I am so hopeful. Number one,
Yeah,
if you are if you are having any of those issues, please reach out. I answer every single DM that I get, and
I
I
believe it.
also educate. I educate, educate, educate. And there's a time right now, guys, the information is there. You don't need to sit and just be a victim to it. Whether it's getting stronger, whether it's, getting your urine incontinence under control, whatever it is. And some people won't do the exercise part of their health because of the leaks. This will stop those leaks. And then you can do the other things. You can build your social life again. You can laugh with friends again. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine what it would feel like if I hadn't found this. I know this. I don't know, Lauren. I can't even put into words
Yeah.
how different my life would be. Like, and I just feel so blessed that number one, I had a friend to recommend it. And you know
Right.
what, Lauren? I just, the day she recommended it, I just went on the website and ordered. Like, I was like, I'm just doing this.
Yeah.
Came in and I didn't hesitate. I know a lot of women, the device arrives and then they sit and stare at it for a week or two. And I'm like, don't stare at it. Like, get it out of the package, get it in your vagina, and get living your life. Like, that's all I
Yeah.
can say.
I agree. I agree.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up the episode. Lauren, any
Yeah.
parting words that you want to share about your time or your Uresta? Anything that you want to share, or you feel you've shared
I
everything?
think we've shared a lot. I mean, I do I mean, I think everything you said I think is so important. That's like my biggest thing is get in the driver's seat. These little things sometimes may not seem that big. I mean, for you, it was obviously it was debilitating.
Yeah,
Like that was a huge issue for you. But there are some women who just have very light leaks.
yeah,
But it's enough that they're not doing jumping jacks when they work out. It's enough that they're, maybe running to the washroom more than they should be during a group outing or just it's just the mental load is there, right?
yes,
And so, I just think for there's so many things, but I'm like let's empower ourselves to not accept the status quo, right? Let's not just tolerate it. Let's do something. And then when women try Uresta, they're like, wow, I didn't realize like the nuisance it carried or the nuisance it was in my life,
yes,
right? And the mental load that it was causing.
yeah,
So yeah, I think it's just like give it a try. You deserve better.
yeah.
And there's so many ways it's probably impacting your life that you don't even realize.
Agree, agree.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap up our show. We're going to wrap it up this way today. We are going to ask you to please share this episode with a friend. Share it, share it, share it. We need to get the word out about Uresta and about the Big Messy Bun because this is a really great podcast, and
It is a great
it
podcast.
is, it's great, and it's giving life to people. And we're on episode 20. We will be doing a giveaway, so please keep an eye. I will be blasting it on my social medias and tagging Uresta in that. We're going to dream up a plan for that, but it's going to be a giveaway for us for a full starter kit. I just dropped one, but it's going to be a giveaway for your starter kit to get your life back. And we are so excited to be doing this together as a collaboration. And Lauren, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time with me today to be a guest here on the Big Messy Bun episode 20.
Absolutely. And I'm so happy to be here and everything that you do for Uresta. And I was going to say, you also have a link for a
Yes.
discount.
I do. I
Good.
have a link.
Yeah.
Thank you for I wasn't sure if I could say that.
No, you
But
totally can.
okay, I wasn't sure. So I have a Eurink. I was gonna say I have
You're
a
right.
link for Uresta to help you guys save some money on your product and feel good. And something I just shared the link this morning. I had a lady message me and she saw one of the Uresta sponsored videos and she's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And yes, my inbox, that's the one thing. If I share a link to you and you order, I got you. I will
Yeah.
help you get through the bravery of inserting that thing and getting your life back. And so the lady this morning, she was so grateful that I answered. I'm a real human being. I answer my DMs. I will support you in this and save you a little money. And so it's really it's a win-win for both of us. And so when she got the link, she was so thrilled. I had another lady last week, and the same thing. When it arrives, give me a message and I will help you so that you don't want to order this and have it sit. This is to change your life, and I want to help you with that. So thank you for letting me share that, Lauren.
Yeah.
And yes, please follow this show, follow Uresta, and share this episode, even if it's an episode where you feel like it didn't really resonate in your situation. If you know anybody that you know is having leaks, having discomfort, whatever it looks like, and this might help them, please share this episode. I'm going to sign off now for episode 20 of The Big Messy Bun, and we'll see you next week.